Hello, 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 everybody. Okay, so I just had to turn off my phone there. Welcome. Hello, Sensible Crime, Bridget. Hello, everybody. Please make sure you've got live chat selected at the top so you don't miss anything. So today, Lori Vallow is back in court. I believe Chad is back in court too. Hello, Andy. There's a bunch more motions. They're also back in court tomorrow. So there's been a new case added tomorrow also. Oh, Melissa. Hello, Andy. Whoops. That's not where I wanted to go. Just let me see here. Because I think there's been more added to their files here too. So let me just check that out. I know Chad has filed an objection to the IRE 404B. He's also filed a motion to compel. He's saying that he still doesn't have any of the laptop, phones, iPads, all that electronic stuff that they confiscated. He says he still does not have any of that. So he's asking for a motion to compel and extended time because of that. Let's just see what Lori's filed here. There's obviously some stuff here that's under seal, so we're not going to be able to see it. She's got motions there, but they're under seal. And they both have an appeal to amend and clarify the non-dissemination order. Oh, that's in Coburg. Sorry, you guys. Okay, here's Chad. They're all on the same site here. So what's been filed lately is a response to the defendant's motion to compel. There's an objection to the IRE 404B motion. That's for discovery. They're saying that they still don't have any of the electronic evidence. They're saying whatever the state sent them over, they're not able to access it. And they've also filed another motion to extend time. That's in the Chad Daybell. So this is all probably going to be dealt with today and tomorrow, you guys. We'll see what they're going to have up. Lori's also requested individual voir dire. So it's like as much as the prosecution and the courts is trying to keep this together, they're filing motions to try and separate them. They want to select their own jury. They want to do everything separately. They want to have the jury deliberate separately and sentence them separately and all kinds of things that are going on. So we'll have to wait and see, you guys, what actually is going to take place today. Like I said, there's a lot of things that are still under seal. So I do have one so far that is at the courthouse. I'm just waiting for another one here to start posting. I think there's they're going to be fighting this order that the judge made, not dismissing her case. I think they're going to be fighting that again. They're also fighting to have the cameras put back in the courtroom, which would be great. So don't mind me if I get quiet a little bit here, you guys. I'm looking for as many as I can who are going to be putting out information from the courtroom so I can bring it to you. Good morning, Sammy, Cantalee, Melissa, good morning. So February 13th, you guys, the Chatham County Judge Tammy Stokes will hear 3 motions filed in the Leilani Simon murder case, followed by a status hearing. Also on the Anna Walsh case, Brian Walshe has asked for an extension for his status hearing. So the hearings for Leilani Simon, that's for little baby Quentin. She's charged with first-degree murder. On the 13th, they're going to be hearing motions for in-camera inspection of the relevant DFCS files. There's going to be a motion to deny access and a motion for protective order. And there's a motion to squash the subpoenas. So that's all going to be happening on the 13th. For Leilani. A lot of talk this morning about the News Nation reporter getting arrested trying to cover that train derailment or something like that. Just giving you guys updates of what I'm seeing as I'm looking for more stuff here on the Lori Vallow Daybell case and Chad Daybell. Good morning, Marriott. Good afternoon. Apparently it is snowing in Fremont County. So both Chad and Lori are expected in court 9:30 Idaho time, so 11:30 Eastern. Nate Eaton is usually there, and he's not. He's not reporting anything yet. So hopefully he gets online soon, you guys, and we'll have a lot more coming out. Let me just search here. None of the regular ones are on yet, so I've only got one that she's not usually there, but she is there. So hopefully she gets a lot of information coming out as it is happening. So as I said, we're waiting for everybody to get in the courtroom, you guys, right now. So please bear with us. I know the weather is not too good right now from what I'm seeing in Fremont County. So that could be delaying some of them from getting there. Okay, so now I have 2 that are in the courtroom, you guys. So we should be able to get everything that's going on. Good morning, Krista. Let me just pop back over here and see what's going on. They are getting slated to start anytime. Lori and Chad are both there, so. Hello, Heather, Joy, Ree, hello, Fly Girl, hello, good morning, everybody. Marriott, hopefully I haven't missed anybody coming in. Don't mind me, I'm just looking for anybody and everybody that is in the courtroom here. Like I said, you guys, Nate usually covers this, and I don't see him posting at all, so. And this other reporter that is in there, I haven't really seen her a lot, but she is in the courtroom, so we will get some information there. We'll keep checking. See if we can get a few. I like having 3 or 4, because then you get all kinds of different information that's coming out. Some may not say stuff about certain things, and others will cover it. So, for those of you who are also following the Nicola Bully case, apparently they've done their search of that little river thing, and she was nowhere to be found in there. So now they've pushed it out to the banks of, I guess, where it meets the, oh crap, what did I just do here? Where it meets the larger body of water there. They're searching the banks there. Personally, I don't think she's going to be found in the water, but that's just my opinion. Okay, so the prosecution and defense teams are in the courtroom. Lori and Chad are at the courthouse. They're just waiting for them to be brought in. I'm assuming they want to keep them separate. As separate as they can, anyway. So that's what they're waiting on. Are they allowing cameras in the courtroom? I think they're going to be fighting about that today, Fly Girl. I think that's one of the things that are on the docket to discuss today. Okay, so another one. I've got another one in the courtroom now reporting, saying inside the Fremont County Courthouse as the hearing for Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow is about to get underway. Several items on the docket, including a motion to sever the cases, Lori's mental health evidence, and the trial's scheduled to begin April 3rd, you guys. So those are a few things that are going to be talked about today. I don't know for sure if they're going to talk about the cameras in the courtroom. I know a lot of the news outlets and even JJ's grandparents. Yes, Sammy. Even JJ's grandparents want the cameras. Thank you, Marie. I appreciate you. So Lori is there. She's wearing black jogging tight pants, white button-up blouse, and curled her hair, and makeup's all done again. She's all smiles as she's walking in, and she just got seated and she's shackled at the feet. So nothing about Chad being there yet. So I wonder what the judge is going to do about the severing of the case. That should be decided fairly soon, especially with Chad's team there and them going to be asking for a continuance again. I'll repeat it for those who've just come in. Apparently, they don't have any of the electronic evidence yet. Apparently, the prosecution sent it over to the defense. But whatever they sent it over on, whether it was a drive or whatever, the defense is saying that they have no access to it. They can't open it or access it. So they're going to be fighting about that. I know that for a fact. Okay, so Chad's being brought into the courtroom. Oh, Chad has not entered the courtroom yet. And this reporter is saying Lori's smiling, making small talk with her attorneys. I do not recall another hearing where she has been in foot shackles. So I guess every other hearing that she's had, she's never had the foot shackles on. And this hearing, she does. So that'd be interesting to try and find out why all of a sudden they have decided that she needs foot shackles on. But Chad's not in the courtroom yet. Good morning, stay-at-home mom detective. You're very welcome, my dear. Like I said, I've got 2 so far that are reporting, so I should get quite a bit of information that comes out, and some put out certain things and others don't. So those ones put out things that maybe the other one doesn't. So you get a lot from a few different ones here. So I guess Lori's trying to look her best for Chad. Okay, so Chad's still not in the courtroom yet, and it looks like they're going to be taking up Lori's motions first. So I don't know what's going on here, you guys, but it's odd that this is the first time her feet are shackled and Chad is not being brought in the courtroom at the same time as her like they did the last time. Let's just see. Is that to try and keep them apart from being able to, see each other and mouth words maybe back and forth and whatever? So first up is the objection to the order to dismiss. Lori filed a motion to dismiss her case. The judge ordered that not denied. So now I guess they are fighting that, and that is what is up first. First is the motion to dismiss Lori's case based on lack of speedy trial. The judge had ordered that denied, but it looks like they are fighting it. So that's probably why we've got 2 hearings, one today and one tomorrow. So the state had objected to it. Jim Archibald is arguing on behalf of Lori for that motion to dismiss her case. I'm not so sure about that. I mean, if they've got the evidence from the electronics sent over and they can't access those files, then I get it. But he's wanting now a continuance because now he says even if he gets it today, he wouldn't be able to go over it all. So we'll probably hear from him after they take Lori out. For some reason, it looks like the court is trying to keep them separated today. So right now they're just dealing with Lori. Well, I mean, I think that's part of it, Fly Girl. But I mean, if there's evidence that he hasn't received yet, they don't have time now to go over that. And I know he has requested this several times. So as much as I don't like John Pryor, I do think that, if they don't have all their evidence that the state was supposed to hand over, especially this late in the game, even if they were handed it today, they wouldn't have time to have their own experts and everything else go over it. So I can understand it in a way, but is it part that he wants these severed? Absolutely. Oh, TK Sass. Okay, so Archibald is arguing Lori Daybell's constitutional rights have been violated as she has not waived her right to a speedy trial, and a trial should legally happen within 6 months of arraignment. Jim Archibald is saying, by the time we get to trial on April 3rd, Lori will have been in jail 1,169 days. Acknowledged she was not initially charged with murder, but initial bail was so high, suggesting prosecutors and judge knew it would be a murder case even back then. That's why they set her bail so high. Archibald says, here we are with a trial set that the defense knows is outside the time of speedy trial. The state knows it's outside the time of speedy trial. So what's the remedy? The Idaho legislature says the remedy is for the indictment to be dismissed. Archibald is saying the state knows it's outside the realm of a speedy trial. Without good cause for delay, law states case must be dismissed. Archibald says court congestion is not good cause. Archibald said the speedy trial obligation is on the prosecution, not the judge, not the defendant, not the defense lawyers. The obligation to respect the speedy trial right is on the government, the prosecution. And like I was saying, you guys, before, when they set her trial date for October, the middle of October till the beginning of November, she was unfit again, but she was back to competency in November. That trial date had initially been vacated because they wanted to keep the trial dates together. So they had set it for January. So even her being incompetent from mid-October to mid-November, she was back competent again. She could have went through with that January 9th trial date, but they vacated it, thinking, I guess, that she was going to be away again for a while, which they shouldn't have done. They should have only vacated that as it got closer to the January 9th date. But Chad's team insisted it be vacated, so that's why it was vacated and then set to April, and now they want to vacate the April date. So I do understand where the defense is coming from. Like, she wants her trial date. I don't think she's playing a game with that, Flag Girl. That's just my opinion. She's never waived her right to a speedy trial, and in my honest opinion, that January 9th trial date, she was brought back to competency again the middle of November. They could have went ahead with the January 9th date. The reason they didn't was because they speedily vacated that when she went into treatment again. And Chad's team also pushed for that because they weren't going to be ready for January 9th, when in fact it was Chad's team that forced the January 9th date to begin with, because the prosecution initially wanted it set for the fall of 2023. Chad's lawyers said, no, we'll be ready for January 9th. We want it January 9th. And then as it's coming closer to January 9th, they said, well, no, now we want to vacate that because we won't be ready. They set it out till April, and now he wants that vacated too. He demanded that January 9th date. So by rights, Lori should have been able to go through on January 9th. The only reason they vacated it is because of Chad Daybell saying, okay, we're not going to be ready. She's in treatment again. We don't know when she's coming out. Meanwhile, she came out the middle of November, which still gave them enough time to do that January 9th trial date. But it was on Chad Daybell's defense that they forced that out again. Okay, so Archibald is saying, he says, speedy trial burden is on the prosecution, not the judge, not the defense, not the defendant. Says the state could dismiss and refile without prejudice. If court dismisses the case, dismissal would be with prejudice, which means they could not file it again. Without prejudice, they would be able to refile. Prosecuting attorney Tanya Rawlings arguing on behalf of the state, saying court has already determined good cause to continue or delay the trial. Rawlings said there was a 44-day delay from the defense team that resulted in vacating the January trial date. This was the time Lori Daybell's competence was in question again. Yes, from October until November. There was 44 days in there that she had her competency in question again. But mid-November, that competency issue was dealt with. They could have still went through with the January 9th trial date. That's what the defense is saying. And I have to agree with that. It was mid-November that, yes, competency is good. We can still go ahead with the January 9th trial date. They had the rest of November and all of December. But the judge vacated the January 9th trial date and set it to April. And that's why they are in a huff. And if I was the defendant, I would be too. I mean, if there's a question about her competency, you guys, they have to do this and get her checked out. So that's not a reason for her to fight later that she wasn't given that time to check her mental health again. So they did the right thing there, but canceling the January 9th trial date, that should never have happened, in my opinion. And that's why they're fighting this now. So some of this, you guys, may be repeated because, like I said, I'm getting the information from different sources here. So stuff may be repeated, but I'm going to give you everything that is coming out. The state is arguing against the dismissal. Court has continually found good cause. There was she's saying 45-day delay from the defense team arguing statutory versus constitutional right to a speedy trial. State also says co-defendant and change of venue issues should be taken into account as good cause for pushing the trial back. Well, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. The state saying that the change of venue issues, that's not the defendant's problem. If there is a change of venue, that's up to the state to get that all in order and be ready for the trial. And that was done way before. So that had been done for months and months and months and months. They knew, almost a year, they knew that it was being taken to Ada County. So they can't say that, oh, this was just something that popped up in November or December that we need a change of venue. No. That had already been decided long before any of this. So I think that argument from the prosecution should be mute. Everybody knew about the change of venue back in the summer of last year. Rawlings asked Judge Boyce to deny the request from Archibald. Boyce says he will issue a written decision soon with his ruling on the motion. So he's taking it under advisement. So he's not going to rule today on that. Okay, let's see what's up next here, you guys. He's going to look at, Judge Boyce says he needs time to look at the law regarding that, and he'll issue a written ruling on the motion to dismiss at a later date. But he's saying that he should have that decision by next week. So what is up next? For the judge to say he has to look up the laws regarding that. It is. He did issue immediate orders the last hearing, Nana. I think 2 out of like 6. He wrote an order right away. So we're just waiting now for whatever is coming next. I know there's a few things that they have to discuss today, so. And for some reason, for you guys just coming in, there's something a little different that happened with Lori today. They have shackles on her, and they have not brought Chad in. They're keeping them separate. Okay, so the next motion is for individual voir dire. This relates to jury selection and how that's done, what should and shouldn't be included in jury questionnaires, and they're asking for a right to ask some potential jurors questions themselves. So they want to be able to ask certain questions themselves of any potential jury members. I don't know if you guys can hear all the banging that's going around outside. Somebody next door is getting a new furnace put in, so there's a lot of banging around. I'm also looking for lead for my pencil because my pencil lead just broke. I don't know what the hell happened to it. Okay, so apparently the defense wants to allow the individual voir dire because they want to be able to ask potential jurors about such issues as religion, mental illness, drug use, etc. Yes, they do. So if you guys haven't seen that, you can, let me see if I can find a link to it. They do have a petition going around to let cameras in the courtroom from Kay and Larry, which is JJ's grandparents. Okay, so let me just see if I can find a link to that. Okay, hang on. I'm searching for a link for that, you guys. Okay, so here it is here. Let me get the link for it. I hope all this will fit in the chat, you guys. Here is the link if you want to go and, oops. Hang on. It's too much right in here. Hang on. Too many characters. Hang on. The link is so long, you guys. I don't know. Hang on a sec. Let me see if this one, whoops. Okay, let me see if this one works. Let me just click on it and see if it works, which is this. Yes, it does. So there's the link to the petition. If you guys want to sign the petition, there is the link for it. Okay, let me get the stuff that's coming out of the courtroom here for you guys. Okay, so Judge Boyce says he will grant the motion for individual voir dire, but will not mention specific topics allowed at this time. Those will be determined at a later date. Let me just see what the other reporter is saying about it. Prosecutor Rob Wood says, state believes small groups are good when it comes to voir dire and will object to defense attorneys asking jurors their religious affiliation and what congregation they go to. So they're going to try and rule out anybody that is part of that religious thing that they were involved in. Boyce grants a motion about individual voir dire, but says small groups will be used and then individual examinations could be used for sensitive issues. So he's granting that. Next up is the motion to disclose penalty phase information. Lori's attorney's asking the state to disclose any information in its possession or in possession of law enforcement which might be relevant or admissible in the penalty phase of this case. I would say it is. Yay! Thank you, Sammy. I don't know. I don't know if they can. That's why I think the judge is saying that he's not going to mention specific topics that will be allowed at this time, right? Okay, so the motion on penalty phase information. Okay, why is he putting that there? I don't want that. Anyway, there's a link here, you guys. I'll put it in the chat. Whoops. Hang on. I'll put this in the chat if you guys want to go and check it out. Yes, please sign that petition. The link is above, you guys. Scroll up and I've got a link up there where you can go and sign the petition for cameras in the courtroom. Honey says shackles aren't a normal. No, they usually don't have shackles on her. So I don't know what has transpired that they decided that they needed to put shackles on her and to keep her and Chad separate because Chad is not in the courtroom right now. They should have both been in there together, but for some reason they are not. So she got dressed up and did all her makeup for nothing. Aw. Okay, so Prosecutor Rachel Smith is responding on behalf of the state regarding this motion to disclose the penalty phase information. So Rachel Smith, responding on behalf of the state, says they will rely on any evidence used in the guilt phase for penalty phase. We will offer any evidence, and we will supplement before the discovery deadline an endorsement witness list for the penalty phase. Hello, Andes, and you're welcome. Thank you for being here. Please smash that like button on your way in. It is free to do. And then when you come back in after smashing that like button, you guys make sure you got live chat selected at the top so you don't miss anything. Here, let me get a copy of I'll copy that and put it in chat again for you guys. This is for, whoops, for the petition. I'll put it in chat again right here. Whoops. I don't know what I just did here. So here's the link to the petition, you guys, to allow the cameras in the courtroom. Thank you, you guys who've gone out into 60 likes and 90 people in here. Please smash that like button. It's free. Okay, so Smith says they have a witness ready to testify on hyper-religiously versus using religious as an excuse or reason to commit a crime. Lori Vallow asked, taking notes as Smith speaks. So she are writing everything down. So I don't know all of what Rachel Smith, she's one of the prosecutors on the case. I don't know all the stuff that she's saying. I wish I could be a fly on the wall in there, you guys. I wish we could see it. That's what I'm saying, you guys. We got to sign that petition and fight to have these cameras brought back into the courtroom. Even JJ's grandparents want URL is broke. Hang on, let me check. Didn't the other one work? Hang on a sec, you guys. Okay, so that's my fault. Hang on a second. Here we go. Let me just grab this, copy. Okay, here is the new link. Link to petition. Okay, check that one, you guys. See if that works. Yeah, that one works, you guys. Sorry. I must have cut off when I tried to copy and paste it. Let me just get rid of this one. When I tried to copy and paste it, it didn't work right. Okay, so there's the one there. I just posted you guys. That one is working. I just tested it myself. So she must be long-winded here, you guys, because we haven't had nothing come out in about 3 minutes. Let me just go over here and see if there's anything over here. Okay, so Boyce says he doesn't see this as a motion that needs a ruling on at this time. Defense had no specific info they needed turned over. The deadline for discovery has not yet passed. So Boyce says no ruling needed, can revisit this if it becomes an issue after the deadline. So that's on Lori's motion to disclose penalty phase information. So apparently that deadline is not passed yet, so he's not going to rule on it yet. Okay, so next what they are going to take up is Lori Vallow motion for pre-selection instructions to potential jurors. So she wants to be able to pre-select. Thank you, Kimmy. We're well on our way to 23,000. So thank you so much. When we hit 25,000 subscribers, you guys, we're going to have something big going on. We are going to have something big going on. We're going to be giving away, I think, Amazon vouchers, or what do you call them? Gift cards. And for Amazon, we're going to be giving away merch. So when I hit 25,000 subscribers, you guys, so share this out. Get all your friends to join. Make sure you're going to be in there on for that, for the draws there that we're going to be having when we hit 25,000. So thank you to everybody. I appreciate each and every one of you. Yeah, I just put the new one in. So let me just remove that comment because I think people are commenting on it, Sarah. I removed that. You didn't do anything wrong, Sarah. I just removed your comment because it said the URL didn't work. I took that URL out and put the new one in. So that's the only reason I removed that, so people didn't think that it wasn't working since I put the new one. But thank you for letting me know that it didn't work so I could put the new one in there. I appreciate it so much. Oh, thank you, you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Nana. I love you. Yeah, Dawn says, afternoon, all from a raining Ontario. We don't have the rain here up near Ottawa. This is Ontario, Canada we're talking about, you guys. We're getting freezing rain and snow. So hopefully I don't lose power again. Okay, let me go and check and see. Thank you, Marie. Aw. Big hugs, Nana. Okay, let's get back over here and check and see what's come out. Okay, so the state and defense agree that some instruction needs to be given to prevent potential jurors before the jury is picked. Each side has submitted their suggested instructions. The goal of instructions for potential jurors prior to selection is to hopefully speed up the jury selection process. That's what they're discussing now, the pre-selection instructions for potential jurors. I hope there's some commentary after this, you guys, as to why. I don't know if they've said in court why Lori is in shackles this time. Whoops, sorry, you guys. She generally is not. She usually doesn't have no shackles, no handcuffs, no nothing. So I don't know if something happened at the last court date when her and Chad were together. That's the first time they'd seen each other face to face in like a year and a half. So I don't know if something happened there. Did she try and go over and hug him, or did she try something? I don't know. But there's a reason why they would have changed what's happening with her when she's brought in. Why does she have shackles on now? And she did. She has her hair all done up, her makeup on, and everything. So, on the anticipation of seeing Chad again today, but they've kept them separate. Chad is not in the courtroom. They are leaving him outside the courtroom until his motions come up. So it's going to be interesting to find out why they have shackles on her today and why they've kept them separate. Boyce grants the motion to have pre-selection instructions given to potential jurors. He says he's working on what those instructions will be and will consider input from both the state and the defense. So now I don't know what else. You guys, like I said, they filed a whole whack of motions. So some are sealed or some have just not hit the record yet. So I know there's quite a few that they have on the list to hear today. And they're going even into tomorrow. Lori's, I think it was set for an evidentiary hearing tomorrow. Again, that one's at 9:30. So it'll be I'll go online again at 11:15, I guess, just so we're ready for it. But this is far from over today, so yes, it is. But for whatever reasons, they have taken that away. Yes, they should. Everybody's fighting for it. The media, Chad Dayball's side is fighting for the cameras. JJ Vallow's grandparents are fighting for the cameras. The only ones that don't want the cameras is Lori's side. Yeah, I'm thinking that she had to have done something. Oh, Candalee, I wish I was where you are. I think right now we are at -5 Celsius. Clay and Kendra, this has been going on for almost 3 years now. 2.5 years, I believe. Hey, K. Mitch. Good to see you, my dear. Yeah, it's cold. Well, it's better, Kendra, than last week. My car wouldn't even start. Everything froze up on it. It was minus 40, minus 45 to minus 50 with the wind chill. So this is warm to us. Us Canadians are used to the cold, but when it hits minus 40, minus 45, minus 50, 55 with the wind chill, ooh, you feel it. Okay, so next up is the state's motion to compel. The state is asking for witness lists from the defense. Defense says they will comply and issue a list by the deadline. Okay, so now they're on to the motion from the state to compel. They want witness lists from defense for who they plan to call at the trial. Defense says they do plan to provide that. Many witnesses will be the same as the state's. As soon as the list is finalized, it will be sent to the state. So the time to file that has not yet passed, so the judge can't order them to do that if the deadline hasn't passed yet. Boyce denies without prejudice motion to compel after defense says it will comply with the rules and give prosecution a lift of the potential witnesses. So he denies that motion from the state, compelling the defense to file their witness list, as that should have been denied because the time is not passed yet. Thank you for signing, Sarah. Yeah, it's cold. Minus 40 Celsius. I don't know what that would be in Fahrenheit, but I think it'd be around the minus 20, minus 30 mark for you guys in the States. Still lots more to go through here, you guys. Marie Drummond says it's +3 and raining in Peterborough. Peterborough is about 4.5, 5 hour drive from where I am. We're further north. Yes, I've been in the States quite often, Kendra. Marie says, nice and warm here in Southern California. Where Miss Missy must be at work. I'm going to be going and seeing Miss Missy. She's one of my other mods. She's in Florida. We're going to see her this summer. I think I'm going to rent like an Airbnb or something, and I'm going to put it out there for the mods, whoever can make it, to come and join us. Sarah Smith says, I'm originally from northern New Brunswick. New Brunswick got smashed. We got it bad the last big storm that went through, but New Brunswick and Nova Scotia and that, they got smashed. I mean, Canada's my home country. I was born and raised in Canada, but I love the States. I love Canada. I love the UK. I haven't really been outside of that. Although I would love to travel, it's just at my age, I don't think that's feasible anymore, really. But still going to the States is on my to-do list. Okay, so they're just discussing that. Okay, let's see what's up next. Okay, so that's the end of the motions for Lori. Chad will be up next. Daybell was not in court for Lori's hearings, but Archibald said Lori would like to stay to hear Chad's motions argued. She's interested in those arguments. Oh, see, she wants to see Chad. Since cases are joined, Boyce permitted Lori to stay and observe Chad's hearings, taking about a 15-minute recess, and then we will be back with Chad's motions. Hang on a sec, you guys. One of the reporters I'm having a little chit chat here with. It's like, so well, she didn't want to waste any of that curling of her hair and putting on all her makeup, right? She didn't want to waste all that. I guess makeup and stuff is expensive. Oh. Bam a cat. We got to remove that. You can't put that 3-letter word in there because I will get struck. I got you, Marie. Okay, Mitch got it on lockdown. You can repost that comment, Bamacat. Just don't use that. Put a star or something instead of the I. Oh, I'm sorry, Marie. I think we're going to have like a fan meetup and stuff like that too. The court's on break for about 15 minutes, you guys, while they bring in Chad. Allows me time to send some love to these reporters that I'm getting the information from, you guys. Okay, let me go over here and see what he is saying. She's delusional. My brittle bones can't handle that kind of cold. Maria, we're going to be in Florida. We're going to meet up with Miss Missy, one of my other mods, Miss Missy, in Florida this summer. Like I said, I want to get an Airbnb or something where any of the mods that want to meet up can come and crash with us. Des will be there. Miss Missy will be there. I think it's going to be Daytona Beach. And then we'll probably try and do maybe a fan meetup or something in the area for anybody that is in the area. Giving away some merch, stuff like that. It's gonna be just like a get together, mini vacation get together at the same time, giving back to my mods and the subscribers here that can meet up. K-Mitch, yes, Chad is there, but they've kept them separate. And what is interesting is this is the only time that Lori has been brought in shackles. She's never had shackles on before, except for today. She's done up her hair. She's got all her makeup and everything done up nice. Waiting to see her lovely Chad. What she doesn't realize is what I'm just chit-chatting back and forth with some of the reporters is it's all for naught because he won't even look at her. He's throwing her under the bus and, you know, like he doesn't even look her way. So it's all for naught. So I don't know. She's planning on doing something. She wants to see Chad. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. Hell no, that's way too cold for me, Sarah. Northern Ontario here is cold enough. They didn't, well, I mean, there's nothing official on paper. But Chad, the first time they were to see each other in court was on January 19th when they had a hearing together. First time they seen each other in over a year, Chad would not even look at her. She kept looking over and smiling, and she had all her makeup and everything done, all pretty. And he wouldn't even look at her. So that says a lot. Spread the love, not the hate. I wonder if CD and ID plan to portal on Valentine's Day. I don't know. Yes, please smash that like button, you guys. It's free. They're not allowed to call each other back and forth in jail. They did call each other when Chad was still out of jail, but once Chad was released, they're not allowed to call each other back and forth. Oh, he's definitely going to try and pin this on her, and she's going to try and pin it on Alex. Well, she's saying that she has no knowledge whatsoever. And if you guys look back to 2 years ago, my reads, it came out in those reads that she's going to say, what? I didn't know they did this. That came out 2 years ago in my reads. And that's what she's claiming in her last court documents, that she was elsewhere. She had no idea that this had happened. It's crazy. I don't think their calls to family and friends can be released unless there's stuff in there that they can use against them. Marie Burke says, come to the West Coast instead. I'd love to go back to California. I've been there, but a lot's changed so much. I was in California back in the late 70s, early 80s. I haven't been out there since. I'd love to go back out, but just so much has changed. So the court is on a 15-minute break, you guys. For those just joining, there's Cat H. Hey, Cat. Cat. She's saying that she was elsewhere when this happened to her kids. If you haven't seen that, go back to All my new stuff, you guys, is under the live tab on my YouTube channel. All the old stuff from like 8 months ago and longer are on the video tab. All the newer stuff is on the under the live tab. If you go back to the documents that were filed, I did a video on it last week, and you can see there where her alibi is. I've got her alibi, what she filed with the court. It's all in there. Go on over there and watch that video, and it'll explain everything there to you. Yeah, that's a totally different case, you guys. Totally different case, and it depends on what the information is in the calls, whether they're used in court or not. Well, I hope that was by her own doing, that she just loved it so much there she never came home. I hope there's nothing nefarious there. Cat. Okay, Marie, drive safely. Love you. Court is in session, the verdict is in. No appeals on the docket today, just my own sin. I got that Creed song stuck in my head. It's called My Own Prison by Creed. And every time I come online, you guys know I do the reads and I follow right through the court process and everything. I worked in the legal field for over 30 years. So a lot of this, a lot of the Canadian and US laws are the same, but there's a lot different too. So I'm able to maybe explain things a little more to those who don't understand what's going on, what certain processes are. But yeah, so every time I cover one of these cases, when it's at the court phase, that song comes into my head by Creed called My Own Prison. If you haven't heard it, go check it out. It's on YouTube. Just search for Creed, My Own Prison. Very fitting for these cases. What's the title of the video? Let me see. Let me go and check that for you. Is it this one? Hang on. I think it's in this one. Hang on. Let me just check here. Oh, how the heck did I get there? Okay, hang on. I'm just checking for that, you guys. Just making sure this is the right one. So bear with me. it's in this one. Okay, I think it's in this one. I think. If it's not in that one, I haven't added them, K-Mitch, to the playlist tab yet. I got to get on that. I haven't updated the playlist yet. Hang on, you guys. So it's either in that one that I just posted. Hang on, I'm looking through the other ones, you guys. Give me a minute here. Yes, sir. I don't, all the new stuff, I haven't had time to get them into the playlist yet, but I will have to do that. So I think the link that I posted there, it's in there. Let me just check this one to make sure. Oh, no, it's in this one. Sorry, guys. Okay, her alibi paperwork that she submitted to the court is in this video here. It's in this one here, Sarah. Kendra says, I love Creed. I'm going to check it out. Yeah, it's called My Own Prison. So the one I just posted, Sarah, this one here, that's where it's going to be. There's a bunch of paperwork that was filed. And I pull it up on screen, and you can see what she's saying her alibi is. Okay, so they're back, you guys. Chad just walked into the courtroom, shirt, tie, dress pants, also in leg shackles. So they're both in leg shackles today. What is going on? Lori has glanced over at Chad, and so far Chad just continues to look straight ahead, not even looking at her. So he's now looking straight ahead, but one of the other reporters said he briefly looked over at Lori and they smiled at each other. That's interesting, because one's saying that She said Lori glanced over at Chad. I guess she didn't see Chad glance back over at Lori and smile. But Chad so far continues to look forward now. Perfect. And just to let you guys know that once this live ends, it will go private for a bit just so I can get the information in there and it gives time for StreamYard to get it up on YouTube. So know that it will be going private for about 15 minutes and then it'll be available to everybody again. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. It helps keep the channel going. So thank you so much for your super sticker. Whoops. Why did I click that off? Okay. Let me go back over here and see what. Now, this is Chad wanting to sever the cases, right? He's going to be asking for a continuance and also he's going to be asking for a severance. One of the reporters put out, he's wearing a white dress shirt and red eye. And corrected it. Red tie, not red eye. It's just the little stupid things like that. I guess it's sometimes it breaks up the monotony. Blooper reel. And Kay and Larry are there, as they have been for all of it. Okay, so first up is going to be Chad's renewed motion to sever prior once again asking the court to separate Chad and Lori's cases. But he's going to do this, I think, you guys, right to the last minute. He is going to try and separate them. He's also asking for a continuance. Gabrielle, I've seen Lori did have hers on 2 hearings ago, but that's what was reported. We're not allowed to see that right now. None of the reporters are saying anything about it, but knowing that she's gonna see Chad this time, she probably has made one out of, we make them out of like toilet paper rolls and use mascara and stuff to make them black or whatever color they want. So is she wearing one? I don't know. We're not allowed to see in the courtroom, so. So they're going over Chad's motion to sever his case from Lori's. I don't know why they wouldn't have heard the continuance one first, because if they continue it, then that would give him reason to sever, right? Or if they don't continue it, it would give him reason to sever, because if the judge orders that it's not going to be continued because it would violate Lori's rights to a speedy trial, then they would have, then I would come back with the motion to sever the trials then. Fine, give her a trial on April 3rd, but we want ours to go further down the line. So I think they're doing it a little backwards, but Pryor may have another reason for doing this. Okay, let's get them severed. We got an order to sever. Okay, now we're ready to go. We're going to have them both on April. Yeah, I don't know. But I think he's going to be asking for the continuance either way. So if he doesn't get this motion to sever, then he's going to say, okay, well, I want a continuance again. So now you're in a predicament with the speedy trial thing, right, for Lori. And I think this is why Lori wanted to be there, so she could hear this herself. Thank you again, Sarah Smith, for your super sticker. I appreciate you. You're very welcome, Elizabeth Burks. Thank you for being here. You hear all this clicking, you guys? It's because I'm jumping through all the reporters that are covering this to bring you all the information that's coming out. Okay, so far, Pryor has the same argument as last time, claiming he's waiting on new evidence and needs time to prepare an adequate defense. There's a discovery problem with the DNA evidence. Still, there's an issue with a prepared defense for Chad and speedy right trials for Lori. The state interrupts them, objecting to hearing this again, had requested the judge to deny the motion without a hearing. Oh my gosh. Right? I agree. Speakeasy Lounge says, God forbid she would just find another man to manipulate. She is so extra in her own mind. Absolutely. Yeah. And the thing is with that, Sammy, is Sammy Smith says he was ready for January, but now he's not. When that hearing initially happened, the prosecution said they wanted to set the trial for the fall of 2023, and John Pryor said, absolutely not. We want January 9th. We're ready to go, blah, 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 blah. He demanded that date, January 9th, when the prosecution wanted to set it out to the fall of 2023. So he got his January 9th date. And then as that's approaching, he had it vacated. Now he's got it set for April 3rd, and now he wants to vacate that one too. So I don't know. I think the judge should be putting his foot down and saying, no, we're going. Both of yous are going on April 3rd. No, that hasn't been brought up yet. Depending on how much they've got here, it may spill into tomorrow, because they're both, there's an evidentiary hearing tomorrow. Now, I don't know if reporters are going to be allowed into that or not. We'll have to wait and see. If they are, I will jump on and cover it. Also, you guys don't forget about Sundays. I think I'm going to go back to the 11:30 a.m. Mini reads. So starting this week, I think we will be starting again at 11:30 a.m. Eastern for the mini reads for everybody, because it goes way too late in the afternoon, you guys. So we'll probably start that again this Sunday coming, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. We'll be doing the live mini reads where you guys can get your very own mini reads. Yeah, she's trying to portray a dirtyful wife. Dutiful. Dirtyful. So I don't know, Bakamat, if they're going to make that ruling today or if that's going to be part of tomorrow's hearing. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see as this goes on. There's still much more to go here. Okay, Boyce says he has to consider economy and judicial efficiency and approaching trial time. He will allow the motion to sever to be heard the 23rd when there are more details on the discovery issues, etc., to actually argue about. The motion to sever hearing is continued to the 23rd. Okay, let me write that down. So the 23rd is supposed to be a pretrial. So they're going to be hearing the motion to sever at the pretrial also. Okay, so John Pryor says he has found issues with discovery and case should be severed. Fremont County Prosecuting Attorney Lindsay Bigg objects and says what Pryor is arguing was not contained in his written motion to sever. The motion to sever will now be continued to February 23rd, so both parties can adequately prepare and file additional documents. So something else had to have come up. John Pryor had to have found something else because it says he found issues with discovery and the case should be severed. Lindsay Blake must know exactly what that is because she's objecting and saying what John Pryor is arguing was not contained in his written motion. So that's the motion that he filed to have this hearing today. She's saying that that information wasn't in this motion. So regardless, it's been continued to the 23rd. So now Pryor can get on that and have it added to the record and to his motion. So I don't know if he wants to try and just slide that in there, hoping it would slide, but it didn't. Lindsay caught it. Okay, so next up is going to be John Pryor's motion to compel regarding DNA results. Now, this is what he is saying why he needs to continue the trial is because there's some DNA results that have not been given to him yet. And even if they were given to him today, he wouldn't have time to have his expert go over it and be able to gather a defense on that. So let's see what's going to happen with that one. So this DNA evidence, what he's asking for this motion to compel. This is John Pryor asking for it. Apparently it's relating to DNA evidence, which has been an ongoing issue and discussion in almost every hearing that we have heard about. Every hearing this is brought up. So I think that he is doing that just so it is kept fresh and nobody can say that he didn't bring it up as an issue before. So he just brings it up at every hearing. Pryor says, I do want the court to be aware that I did file a declaration with my DNA expert in relation to a number of things. Once he gets the DNA results in 3 weeks, he will need approximately 60 days. That would be passed when the trial is scheduled to start. Now don't quote me, you guys, but I do remember vaguely John Pryor saying that his expert would need a couple of weeks to go over the discovery. Now he's saying 60 days. Once he gets the DNA results in 3 weeks, that would bring us to almost the end of February. Now he's saying when they get that in 3 weeks, he needs an additional 60 days to go over this new evidence. So that would be way past the trial date, which is April 3rd, because the 60 days would bring him into the middle of April. Prosecution says the DNA results could be back by the next hearing on February 23rd, so agrees that the motion could be continued for 2 weeks. So the prosecution wants the judge to continue this motion too. Pryor said this will likely come into play with other motions being argued on the 23rd. He wants to push that hearing to the 23rd as well to argue when more information is available about a testing timeline. So this motion now is going to be continued. That's the motion to compel. Let me write that down. Compel on the DNA. So that is pushed to the 23rd as well. The judge just ordered that. Let's see what else is up. As the attorneys are speaking, I have noticed Chad Daybell occasionally looking over at Lori Vallow Daybell, who continues to take notes. So this time Chad is looking over towards her. K. Mitch, this DNA is a hair that was just found recently on something from the shed. So this is new evidence that they've come across, I think a couple months ago, maybe a month or two, maybe a month and a half ago, that they were sending to the lab to get tested for DNA. And as we know, DNA, it takes a long time for it to come back, if they were even able to get any DNA from that sample. If the state lab couldn't get any DNA, then it's a moot matter. But as it stands right now, they don't even have the results back as if if any DNA was even collected from that sample yet. Okay, so Pryor says he needs more time to prepare for trial. The concern is that from December 25th until the present time, I have received 5 additional items of discovery. I need additional time from my experts. That's John Pryor. Now, here comes the motion to continue. That's what we're dealing with right now. Lori's now sat up and she's kind of sitting back in her chair. So there's a clearer view, I guess, towards Chad. So they can see each other. There's got to be something going on there why they're both shackled today. Something had to have happened, you guys. I don't know what. But did they maybe try to get together when they were being held downstairs before they were brought up into the courtroom? I'm with you there, Speakeasy Lounge. I'm right there with you. I think the judge should just say, you know what? Let's sever this. Let's get Lori done on April 3rd. And I'm going to say, I think John Pryor is going to set a trial date pretty quick once Lori's trial starts. He's going to want his to start as soon as Lori's is done. I think he's just trying to get them separated at this point. I do understand with the new DNA and stuff like that, but there's a way that they can go about this that they can get it done. Very welcome, Fly Girl. I think at this point the judge won't have any choice but to sever. If there's still DNA evidence Pryor doesn't have, exculpatory or no, yeah, we don't know if it's inculpatory or exculpatory. Inculpatory means it's going to show that, you know, it's connected to the defendants. Exculpatory could show that it's not, that it could, you know, show that they didn't do this. So whether it's exculpatory or what, we'll have to wait and see, because we don't even have the reports back whether the state lab has been able to get the DNA or get any DNA out of the sample yet. So I don't know. If there was no DNA to be had, then I don't see them being an issue of not having time to go over this new evidence. If there's no DNA, there's no DNA. So it's all going to depend on if the state lab was able to extract DNA from that sample. Pryor says he was given GPS evidence from the state that was significant, and it has taken a significant amount of time for my expert to evaluate that and issue a report. I don't expect to receive that report for another week. Well, that's on you. You got to get on your experts and say, look, I've got trial April 3rd. That's not the prosecution or the court's problem that your expert is taking longer than what he should. So you've had this GPS evidence for a long time. I think that's going to be a moot point right there. Unless there's new GPS evidence that has been filed. I don't know, because there's so much under seal. Pryor's now asking for more time to disclose witnesses and experts. So Lori's side said that they have no problem. They'll be able to disclose their witness list and everything on time. But John Pryor's team is saying that they need more time to disclose their witnesses and experts. So if they're both being tried for the exact same charges with the exact same witnesses and everything else for the prosecution, they've gotten the exact same disclosure. How can one be ready and one not? You know what I mean? To disclose their witnesses. It just doesn't make sense to me. Pryor says he was handed 1,100 pages of additional documentation last Thursday afternoon that lays out additional witnesses he may need to call. Even if I work 24/7 in the next 3 to 4 days, I won't get through it all. Mr. Daybell has not seen it at all. I need more time. Okay, but we're only in the beginning of February. So over the next week and a half is more than enough time to get through those. And, you know, I don't know. But why is he handed 1,100 more pages just last Thursday? I don't get that. Yes, and John Pryor has had Chad out and competent this whole time. So they've had a lot more time to get ready and prepare than Lori's side, and Lori's side is ready to go. I think John Pryor is playing some games here. And I don't know what this 1,100 pages was that was just handed to him. Like, what's that all about? He says since December 25th, He has gotten 5 additional pieces of supplementary discovery, was given 1,100 pages of info last Thursday afternoon by law enforcement, and said that information is significant and is going to take him some time. So I believe the December 25th was when they found more hair that they wanted to test, that the prosecution wanted to test. I want to keep that accurate there. Difficult research. Hello. Says Pryor said he was going to use that back when Sins of Our Mother came out on Netflix. I didn't see it. I didn't watch it. Like I said, Sarah, there's a lot that's under seal, so Boyce grants Pryor's motion to extend deadline to disclose discovery until March 13th. Original date was February. Okay, so they got, let me just, I gotta write this down on my calendar. Okay, so February 27th. So I wonder if they're still going to have that conference on the 27th. But let me get this written down. March 13th is deadline for disclosure. Disclosure discovery. Pryor says, I'm told it's okay, Mr. Pryor. It's only death that we're seeking for Mr. Daybell and Ms. Vallow. But hurry up and prepare your case because the court is going to force you to go to trial. That's what Pryor just said. He says he should not have to hurry his case up because law enforcement delayed getting him discovery. Pryor said he should be working on subpoenas and trial prep, but instead is still working through discovery. Oh, Mark Means is commenting on one of the reporters' things that he's putting out. Mark Means says, I would demand to know when all or some of these 1,100 pages were acquired by the state. Why the delay? Shut up, John Pryor. Mark Means, you were taken off the case for a reason. But he's commenting. He's following this, you guys. He's still following this case. The judge also extends same deadline for Lori. The state objects, saying not in same posture with discovery reports for her. John Thomas says it was 1,188 pages, motion still granted, deadline extended to March. So even Lori's getting an extension now till March. Even though the state has objected to it in Lori's position, because the discovery that John Pryor is talking about has nothing to do with her. So, and this is what I mean, you guys. This is why this case has got to be severed. Like, you keep infringing on her rights to satisfy John Pryor's. Okay, you guys, so that hearing is over. There's apparently another hearing tomorrow. The rest of this hearing is going to be closed to the public, again, done under seal. So I don't know what is going to be discussed there, but the rest of this hearing, the judge has ordered the public out. They are going into recess, and when they reconvene, it's going to be closed to the public again. Let me just see if there's anything else being said beforehand. Okay, so that's it, you guys, for today. The hearing is over. The rest of the hearing is going to be done without the public access again. So more stuff being held back from us. You're very welcome, Sarah, and I appreciate the super chats, you guys, the super stickers. I do really appreciate it. It does help keep the channel going and helps me to be able to do this for you guys. So thank you so much for that also. Thank you to my mods for being here. I appreciate it. You guys rock. Oh, you're welcome, you guys. I appreciate you guys. Yes, everyone enjoy your day. So with that, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up. You guys get back to doing what you guys were doing. I will be watching. Difficult research. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I'm going to be watching. It's supposed to start again at 9:30 Idaho time. So that's 11:30 my time. I will be watching to see if we're going to get any information or if it's going to be closed. If it is going to go through, watch for that tomorrow for me jumping on and covering that. Hopefully, we will get to see what's going on, or at least be able to report on what's going on in the courtroom, just like we did today. Hopefully, tomorrow is when they are going to argue also for the cameras to be put back in. I know that is coming up. So with that being said, you guys, I want you guys to have a great day. I am going to prepare because we've got another ice storm and snowstorm coming through. So I want to prepare for that. Hopefully our power doesn't go out again. I've also got some reads coming up. I've been getting a lot of emails, you guys, to do a read on Tyler Doyle. So put a 1 in the chat if you guys know about the case and you want me to do that read. Put a 1 in the chat right now. And if so, I will do that. We will start with the Ancestor read like I always do. And don't forget, once this live ends, you guys, it will be gone private for about 15 minutes. And then it will be back up for you guys to view again. It takes a bit of time for it to get from StreamYard over to YouTube. Okay, so Nana, Sammy, Grammy. So Tyler Doyle, okay, I'm going to ask a certain question, and that's all I want, you guys. I don't want a lot of information. Can anybody tell me, I'm assuming he's missing. Can you tell me the date he went missing, from where? Like, is it Idaho? Is it whatever? And how old he is? That's all I want to know. Please don't give me any other information on the case. I don't want nothing other than that. So somebody knows what state it happened in, when he went missing, the date he went missing, and his age. Artie Fleetwood said, never heard of the case. Yeah, I never heard of it either, but I've got quite a few requests for it. So for those wanting to read it, do you guys know what state this happened in, how old he is, and the date he went missing? Anybody? You haven't heard of it either? Anybody? If anybody wants to quickly Google it, just to answer those 3 questions that I have: is age, what state he went missing from, and what day he went missing. If somebody can just do that. Florida, was it Florida, Grammy? Can somebody Google it quickly? I don't want to Google it because, well, most of the time I can't get a lot of information anyway because I'm in Canada. The news outlets block us. We have to pay to be able to see it. But if somebody can just Google it, who's in the U.S. quickly, just to see the state, the date, and his age. Tyler Doyle, K-Mitch. Tyler, Tyler Doyle, Doyle. Or Nana, one of the two of you. Pretty Pistol says, hi, not new, but Bushwatcher. They go ahead with April, no more delays. That'll squash her case being dismissed. I saw your last video on her rights. Doesn't happen, but I always hit the line. Okay, thank you, Cat H. So he's 22 from South Carolina. And from January 26th of this year, Cat, I'm assuming this year. South Carolina, 22 years old. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do that read, you guys. Thank you. That's all the information I want on him. I will do that read, see what we can get. And that will be up. What are we? We're Thursday. Hopefully I can get it done today or tomorrow before the weekend. You guys know on Sundays I do lives where you guys can get your very own mini reads. So I'm going to go back to 11:30 a.m. Eastern. January 26th, he's 29. Okay, so I'm getting 22 and I'm getting 29. All right, so I'm going to go with the 22 because I got quite a few saying he's 22. Okay, so that's enough information, you guys. What I'm going to do is I will do that read. I'll do the Ancestor read. You guys love the Ancestor deck. So I will do and I always do the very first read on any case is always done with that deck. And then I do updates. I also got an update that I've got to do on Nicola Bully. I've only done the Ancestor read on her. So I am going to do another read on her also. I have my theories about what happened. Yeah, 22. That's what I thought too. So I'll just say he's in his 20s. We'll say 20s. 20s. I think that dog stayed in that area for a reason, running back towards from the bench to the gate, from the bench to the gate. I think she was taken, you guys, and I think she was taken out through that gate. So anyway, so we will do an updated read on her anyway. That's coming, and we will do the first read with the Ancestor deck on Tyler Doyle. Okay, so with that being, okay, 22, everybody's saying 22. Oh, okay, he was 22 when he went missing. He would be 29. So this is an older case. When did he go missing? January 26th. Would have been 7 years ago. Okay. Okay, so with that being said, you guys get back to what you were doing today. Thank you for joining us and going over this with us. I will see you guys all again on Sunday morning, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, and we will get into those mini reads for you guys. Okay, so until then, you guys, please take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. Bye bye for now.